Seniors, if you wake up feeling like your body needs a few minutes just to remember how to move, you're not alone. That stiffness in your knees, that tightness across your lower back, the way your hips feel locked up after a night's sleep. It's one of the most common complaints I hear from people over 60. And here's what nobody tells you: morning stiffness isn't something you just have to accept. It's your body asking for a little movement, a little circulation, a little warmth. The good news: 5 minutes is all it takes to start feeling looser, more comfortable, and ready to take on your day with a lot less discomfort. Most seniors think they need a complicated stretch routine or expensive equipment to deal with stiffness. That's not true. What you need is a simple, joint-friendly sequence that wakes up the right muscles, moves fluid through your joints, and gets your circulation going without putting strain on areas that are already tender. Today we're going to do exactly 5 moves, and every single one can be done standing with a chair or counter nearby for balance, or entirely seated if that's what feels right for you today. No getting down on the floor. No twisting into uncomfortable positions. Just steady, controlled movement that makes a real difference. Before we start, a quick word on safety. If you have any sharp pain, dizziness, numbness, or tingling, or if you've had recent surgery or a medical condition that affects movement, please check with your doctor or physical therapist before trying this. Sharp pain is always a stop sign. We're aiming for gentle stretching, warmth, and ease, not discomfort. If something doesn't feel right, back off or skip it. You're in charge here. Now, before we jump in, I want to hear from you. Where are you watching from today? Drop your city or country in the comments. I love seeing where this community stretches across the globe. And tell me, what's your biggest challenge in the morning? Is it stiff knees, a tight lower back, tight hips, balance, or something else? Let me know so I can make sure future videos help you with exactly what you're dealing with. Alright, let's talk about why this routine works. When you sleep, your body is still for hours. Fluid settles in your joints, your muscles stay in one position, and circulation slows down. That's why you wake up feeling stiff. The solution isn't to push hard or stretch aggressively. It's to move gently through a full range of motion, which brings fresh blood and oxygen into the muscles, encourages synovial fluid to lubricate your joints, and signals to your nervous system that it's safe to relax and lengthen. These 5 moves are designed to target the areas that get stiffest overnight: your neck and shoulders, your spine, your hips, your knees, and your ankles. We'll move from top to bottom, and by the end, your whole body will feel more awake and ready. Let's start with the first move: gentle neck rolls. Stand or sit tall, whichever feels better for you. If you're standing, keep your feet about hip-width apart and rest one hand on a chair or counter for balance if you need it. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Take a slow breath in, and as you breathe out, gently drop your right ear toward your right shoulder. You're not forcing it. You're just letting gravity do the work. Hold that for a breath or two, feeling a gentle stretch along the left side of your neck. Then slowly roll your chin down toward your chest and continue rolling your left ear toward your left shoulder. Pause there for a breath. Then bring your head back to center. Do this 3 to 5 times in each direction, moving slowly and smoothly. What you should feel is a gentle stretch and release along the sides and back of your neck. What you should not feel is any pinching, sharp pain, or dizziness. If you feel dizzy, keep your head more upright and just do small side-to-side tilts instead. The biggest mistake seniors make here is rolling the head too far back, which can compress the cervical spine. Keep the movement gentle and controlled. If this feels too easy, you can add a very light hand assist. Place your hand gently on the side of your head and add just a tiny bit of pressure to deepen the stretch. If it feels like too much, make the range smaller or just do slow side tilts without rolling. Next, we're moving into shoulder rolls. Stay standing or seated, nice and tall. Imagine a string pulling the top of your head toward the ceiling. Take a breath in, and as you do, lift both shoulders up toward your ears. Hold them there for just a second, then roll them back, squeezing your shoulder blades together, and let them drop down. That's one roll. Do this 5 to 8 times, moving with your breath. Inhale as you lift, exhale as you roll back and down. This move wakes up the muscles between your shoulder blades and releases tension that builds up across your upper back and chest overnight. You should feel your shoulders loosening and your upper back engaging gently. You should not feel pain in your shoulder joint or neck. If you do, make the movement smaller. Quick tippy: most seniors tend to hunch forward as they roll, which defeats the purpose. Focus on pulling those shoulder blades together as you roll back. That's where the benefit is. If this is too easy, pause at the top and squeeze your shoulder blades together for a count of 3 before releasing. If it's too much, just do small lifts and drops without the roll. Now let's move down to the spine with a seated or standing cat-cow stretch. If you're standing, place both hands on a sturdy chair or the edge of a counter, feet hip-width apart, knees soft. If you're seated, sit forward on the chair so your back isn't touching the backrest, feet flat on the floor. Either way, start in a neutral position with a gentle curve in your lower back. Take a breath in, and as you do, gently arch your back, lifting your chest and looking slightly upward. This is the cow position. Then, as you breathe out, round your back, tucking your chin toward your chest and pulling your belly button in. This is the cat position. Move back and forth between these two positions 5 to 8 times, moving slowly and matching your breath to the movement. This is one of the best things you can do for a stiff back. You're moving your spine in both directions, which wakes up all the small muscles along your back and encourages fluid to move between the vertebrae. You should feel gentle stretching and movement through your entire spine. You should not feel any sharp pain or pinching. If you do, make the range smaller. The most common mistake here is moving too fast or trying to force a big arch or a deep round. Your spine might not be ready for that first thing in the morning. Keep it gentle. If this feels too easy, hold each position for a breath or two before switching. If it's too much, just do very small tilts forward and back, focusing on your breath. Don't skip this next move. Hip circles are one of the most underrated ways to reduce stiffness in your hips and lower back, and they're especially helpful if you feel tight when you first stand up or start walking. Stand next to a chair or counter with one hand resting on it for balance. Shift your weight onto your left leg, keeping that knee soft, not locked. Lift your right knee up in front of you to about hip height, or as high as is comfortable. Now, slowly move that knee out to the side, then behind you in a circular motion, like you're drawing a big circle with your knee. Bring it back to the front and repeat. Do 3 to 5 circles in one direction, then reverse and do 3 to 5 circles the other way. Then switch legs and repeat on the left side. This move lubricates your hip joint and wakes up the muscles around your hip and glutes. You should feel movement and a gentle stretch through your hip. You should not feel pain in your hip joint, groin, or lower back. If you do, make the circle smaller or just lift your knee up and down without the circle. The mistake I see most often is locking the standing leg or leaning to the side. Keep your standing leg soft and your torso upright. If this is too easy, try doing it without holding on for balance or hold each position in the circle for a second. If it's too much, just do small knee lifts straight up and down, or stay seated and do small circles with your foot off the floor. Now we're moving to the knees with seated or standing knee extensions. If you're standing, hold onto your chair or counter with both hands. If you're seated, sit tall with your back supported. Either way, start with both feet flat on the floor. Slowly lift your right foot off the ground and straighten your right leg out in front of you, flexing your foot so your toes point toward the ceiling. Hold that for a count of 2, feeling your thigh muscle engage. Then slowly lower your foot back to the floor. Do this 5 to 8 times on the right leg, then switch and do 5 to 8 on the left. This move strengthens the quadriceps, the big muscle on the front of your thigh, which supports your knee joint and helps reduce stiffness and discomfort when you walk or climb stairs. You should feel your thigh muscle working and a gentle stretch in the back of your leg. You should not feel pain in your knee or hip. If you do, don't straighten your leg all the way or reduce the number of reps. The biggest mistake is kicking the leg out fast or locking the knee hard at the top. Keep the movement slow and controlled. If this is too easy, hold the leg up for a count of 5 and add a few small pulses at the top. If it's too much, just lift your heel off the ground an inch or 2 without straightening the leg. Last move, ankle circles. This is simple but so important, especially if your feet and ankles feel stiff or swollen in the morning. Sit or stand, whichever is more comfortable. If you're standing, hold on to something for balance. Lift your right foot slightly off the ground. Now, slowly rotate your ankle, drawing circles with your toes. Do 5 circles in one direction, then 5 circles in the other direction. Then switch feet and repeat on the left side. If you're seated, you can do both feet at the same time. Ankle circles improve circulation in your lower legs and feet, which is especially helpful if you deal with swelling or cold feet. They also keep the ankle joint mobile, which helps with balance and walking. You should feel gentle movement through your ankle, and maybe a light stretch along your calf or the top of your foot. You should not feel pain or cramping. If you do, make the circles smaller or just flex and point your foot instead. The most common mistake is rushing through this. Slow it down and really focus on making smooth, full circles. If this is too easy, try spelling out the alphabet with your toes. If it's too much, just do small up and down movements with your foot. And that's it. 5 moves, 5 minutes. You've just moved every major joint in your body, from your neck down to your ankles, in a way that's safe, gentle, and effective. Now let's talk about how to know if this is working. Here's a simple before and after check before you started today. How did your body feel on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being very stiff and 10 being loose and comfortable? Now, how does it feel? If you've moved up even 1 or 2 points, that's progress. If you do this every morning for a week, I promise you'll start to notice a difference, not just in how you feel when you wake up, but in how you move throughout the day. Here's how to use this routine. Do it every morning, ideally right after you get out of bed or shortly after. Doesn't have to be perfect. Some days you might only have time for 3 of the moves. That's fine. Something is always better than nothing. If you feel good after a week, you can add a second round of each move or hold the stretches a little longer. If you have a day where you feel extra stiff, take it slower and do more reps with smaller movements. Listen to your body. Rest days are okay too, especially if you're sore or tired. 2 or 3 days a week is still helpful. 5 or 6 days is even better. Consistency beats intensity every time. If this routine helped you feel even a little bit looser, a little more comfortable, or a little more confident about moving in the morning, I'd love it if you'd hit the like button. It really helps more seniors find these videos. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel. We post senior-friendly movement routines every week, designed for real bodies in real life, not for athletes or Instagram. No fancy moves, just what works. Drop a comment and let me know where you're watching from and what your number 1 problem is. Stiff knees, tight hips, balance, lower back. I read every comment and I use them to plan what to teach next. And if you found this helpful, I want to invite you to join our seniors community right here on this channel. We're building something special, a place where movement is simple, safe, and actually makes a difference. Next time, we're going to talk about a short evening routine to help you sleep better and wake up with less pain. If nighttime stiffness or trouble sleeping is something you deal with, you're going to want to see that one. I'll see you in the next video. Now go enjoy your day. You've earned it.